Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today's the day where I show you what happens when people somehow end up reading my mind and saying, that sounds like a good idea. This is what you get. Mini Monster Mayhem recently put out their whole Underdark deal of models for their September Patreon, and they put out one model in particular that just screamed High Lord Tamberlane to me, and I'm like, oh, we gotta have this. I could not wait. I had to start printing this as soon as it came out, and literally as soon as the pieces dried and cured, I'm like, we're filming this. I bring to you today the Nothic Behemoth. So the Nothic are like these weird little cyclopean underground dudes, goblin monster thingies from, I want to say they were D&D, I don't know, Pathfinder, one of those. But anyway, the Behemoth here is a big, and I mean big, snake-like armored shell monster with a giant eyeball. And rather than having a bunch of legs, he's got hands. Lots and lots of hands. And you guys know how I love me my Kingdom Death models, and hands galore. So I was like, holy crap, this is so up my alley. Even though some of these hands look like little tardigrade spinner flipper things. So all in all, the model consists of 7 pieces. We've got the frontispiece here, the face and the eyeball. And I'll say these are actually quite sharp little protrusions all over him. I managed to nick myself pretty well trying to remove him. Thankfully, unbelievably, I managed to get the entire thing off of the print bed without mangling any of those fingers. I was quite concerned, but I did manage to do it. So, as I said, 7 pieces. The body itself consists of 6 parts and then the base. I did manage to get everything done within 4 prints. I had to print the base separate. It was just too big. But I think I paired it up something like that. And the pieces themselves actually really fit together quite smoothly when I bother to, notch them up correctly. So our friend here, he does actually connect to the base. We'll talk about the base in a sec. But he starts to loop and spiral his body around there. So he is going to be quite large when all is said and done. Now his base is about the size of a Warhammer heavy cavalry base, if that's anything to judge by. It was hollowed out ahead of time. Maybe there's a non-hollowed option. I don't know why you'd want that. It's thick enough as it is. See, we got the Mini Monster Mayhem Triple M there. I did manage to get it off relatively cleanly. That's always a plus. As you can see here, so what we're going to do is our Behemoth is going to notch in like that. And then the second set is going to do something similar. I'm not going to bother attaching everything yet because it looks like it's going to be a real pain to get off of there. I believe this one's next. And that's when he starts to spiral over. And then finally, so we have, of the body, 4 of the 6 pieces actually have the hands everywhere. That's how it should go. It's the last 2 parts that are relatively completely hand-free, and finally curling the tail. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I've got the wrong end. There we go. So it looks to be a pretty complex model in terms of posing, but actually in terms of building, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'm hesitant to glue the entire thing together. I don't know how bad that's going to be, if it's going to be a problem. I'm pretty tempted to glue everything, or at least the front 2 or 3 pieces, and then glue it to the base, or paint the base, paint the underbelly, and then glue it on. Because he does have 4 contact points, and they seem like they're going to be kind of a hassle to get to when he's glued on there. But I think once all is said and done, he seems like he's going to be pretty sturdy. And I do like the fact that he spirals around so he's not taking up too much real estate on the table. But I am absolutely looking forward to getting this guy glued together. So give me a sec, and we'll see just how big this dude turns out. Alright, well, I couldn't help myself. I went ahead and put our Nothic Behemoth all together. And boy, oh boy, is this my kind of model. It's just the right size. I do like big models. It's big, but it's not like gargantuan. Actually, it might be gargantuan if you go by the D&D rules, but, you know. Let's grab a couple of human models just to give you a good idea of what you're dealing with here in terms of size. So yeah, he's big. He is definitely big. Not Miercean gargantuan, but you know. I've got a Mierce model here that, I'll save him for another day. Build-wise, everything went together really smoothly. I did put a little bit of green stuff between some of the joints just to make sure that everything was nice and flush and as close to as being even as possible. I did have a little bit of a challenge getting his claws all the way into the notches on the base, but I think for the most part it works, and worst case scenario, I'll just paint that little bit that's sticking up there like the rest of the rocks on the base there. Didn't do the best job of removing it, but it's okay. I'm still happy that I got all those hands off. I gotta say, it's pretty sharp too. So having done this, I definitely gotta say I might give some of the larger, crazier, bigger mini Monster Mayhem models a try. I did have to go ahead and print up one of his little mushroom buddies here. I'm almost tempted to have him riding on top of it. I don't know. I'm still thinking kind of an orangish brown color. It seems like I've seen Nothics that style before. It's the parts in between the big plates that I'm unsure of. I don't know. Don't know if I really want to go look at a bunch of arthropods or whatever millipedes and centipedes to get some paint ideas. So he does have that kind of crevice between the top and bottom where the hands are sticking out, so I don't know. But yeah, cool looking design, and I absolutely am looking forward to trying some of those other mini Monster Mayhem models, because that's just impressive, and especially the dynamicism when you get to see the whole thing as he's spiraling like that through the Underdark. Definitely a cool look. So I will put a link down below if you're curious. I know this is part of the September Patreon bundle, but September's almost over, so if you see this before then, you might want to give it a look. Otherwise, we'll put the link for the My Mini Factory page as well, just in case. So hopefully you'll see something you like. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.